So out and about again today. I'm visiting Shugborough Estate in Staffordshire, so I'll put some video of my visit after I've talked to you all. And behind me you can see, I think it's the River Trent. If it's different, I'll put something in the video. Anyway, I'd like to talk about a book that's very, very dear to me today, and how it had such a positive impact on my life when I read it. And just not to prove anything to anyone, but just to show that fiction really can be life-changing to people. So a few years ago, like many people, I worked and I came home, and then you try and keep up with everything on social media and keep up with TV shows and all that kind of stuff. And I was finding that the latest video game that was on Twitter or YouTube, I had to buy it, and I had to watch all these new TV shows. So, you know, I was buying 2 video games a month, then Netflix, Amazon, Shudder, Disney, and it all mounted up. And I wasn't really enjoying any of it. I was just doing it for fear of missing out. You'd see something that your friends were playing or acquaintances online were playing, and you just felt so obliged to also join in with that TV series or that video game. I just wasn't enjoying it anymore. And at the time I changed my had an eye test, changed my glasses, and it turned out that I needed reading glasses because I hadn't been reading much because I was finding it difficult. So I started reading again, and I found it really enjoyable. It was like reading. It is a slower type of hobby. Well, for me it is, because I'm not the quickest reader. So I started reading more books, and because I hadn't been reading for a few years, I was out of touch with, you know, what was good in my genre of choice, which was horror. And so I thought, I'll go on YouTube, find out best new horror. And that's how I discovered Booktube. So I started reading lots more. I thought I'd change things up a bit. I thought I'd try maybe some science fiction. The only science fiction I'd really read was like Warhammer 40,000. And I found some science fiction recommendations, and this one book kept cropping up on Booktube. So I thought, I'll give that a try. And that book, the book that really has changed the way I live my life, A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. It's just the most wonderful book. It talks about life and where your sense of belonging, and it actually talked about a lot of themes that I was experiencing them in my life at the time. You know, why isn't my work enough? Why doesn't it fulfill me the way work and life should? And I had a lot of things going on in my life at the time, and wasn't very happy with how things were going at the time. And there was a specific paragraph in the book that made me just totally stop and think about how my life was going. And I'll just read that, if you bear with me. So, I'm a bit wobbly at the moment. I'll just find it for you and I'll read it to you. If you've read the book, you'll be aware of this passage. And it goes, "You keep asking why your work is not enough, and I don't know how to answer that, because it is enough to exist in the world and marvel at it. You don't need to justify that or earn it. You're allowed to just live." And that is the paragraph that totally changed my way of thinking about how I went about living. So at the time when I read that paragraph, it really felt like it was so relevant to me at the time. It was almost as if Becky Chambers had just written that for me to read at the exact time that I needed to read it. And I looked at a lot of things in my life, and some hobbies and that kind of thing, and I thought, if they're not making me happy, why am I doing them? And it is to try and fit in, and it's to try and have something to identify with people, something to talk about. I thought, why am I doing something I'm not enjoying that much just to fit in? So I changed my hobbies around a bit, and I made the active decision to, on my days off, instead of just sitting in the house watching things and playing things I wasn't enjoying, I was going to try and get out and about and try and rekindle my love of nature, which, as you can see behind me, I'm doing pretty well at doing that. I like to go out for walks and everything, as you've seen in the videos. And it's amazing how just one, it's not just, it's the whole book. The whole book is wonderful, but just that one paragraph really spoke to me. And ever since I read it, and I've read it 2 or 3 times since then, as you can see by the bookmark in the book, I'm reading it again. And it really had such a substantial impact on my way and quality of living, because it is enough to just live. If you just want to sit in a field and watch the sun go down, do it. It's enough. If you're enjoying it, it's enough. And I have simplified my life a bit. I've changed my job now. Really quite enjoy my new job. I don't go to bed dreading the next day when I'm in work, and that's a big deal. Not hating your job is a big deal. Come to the terms that I'm never going to be a rich person, but I think waking up each day and enjoying the day that you're going to have is way more important than what's in your bank account. To me it is anyway. As long as you can put food on your table, a roof over your head, there's not much more that you need. And I appreciate that I'm quite privileged that I live in a country where I can get away with just doing that. But yeah, A Song for the Wild Bill is the book that changed my life. Not a self-help book, not one of those gurus writing an autobiography or anything. A cosy science fiction book, and it had the biggest impact on my life of any book that I've ever read. So I've been waffling on for a fair bit now. I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. It's absolutely stunning weather today, so I'm going to enjoy it while I can before it starts raining again inevitably. If you've ever had a book that's had a positive impact on your life, tell me about it in the comments. I'd love to hear about books that are special to you. As always, thank you for watching and subscribing. Always love talking to you all in the comments. Hope you're enjoying what you're reading, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I'll talk to you again soon. Cheers. Bye.